Good afternoon. Like I earlier on indicated in the in my preamble of this particular module, is that the international humanitarian law is basically a branch of law that borrows its breath from international human rights law. The American proclamation of the fact that all human beings are born equal and are endowed with such inalienable rights that, among others, include the right to life, is the bedrock that basically informs the codification as well as ratification of these other international human rights documents. So, international humanitarian law has its historical background in the past battles that, of course, do show that the practice of caring for the wounded and sick combatants from both sides of a conflict literally is what informed the need to have an establishment of this particular branch of law that would, of course, basically concern its jurisdictional relevance to how these individuals are dealt with. From 1945, when the Second World War ended and the codification of the Magna Carta in 1215 really provides yet another milestone of how we could also appreciate the development of these branches of law. So, like indicated in the introductory commentary that I did give, this branch of law really is basically concerned with the warfare of the victims of war. So one Swiss-French businessman by the name of Dunan was concerned with the war that occurred between 1853 to 1856, wherein a number of 40,000 soldiers, both French and Italian, as well as Australian soldiers, lay unattended to. Like, of course, they were in this particular conflict, but then they were not attended to. So there was literal need to ensuring that at least there must be an international convention that will basically mandate state parties to ensuring that the welfare of individuals that were involved in these conflicts are at least attended to. So, for instance, we have the Ukraine and Russian war. So, international humanitarian law there comes in to ensuring, because there was a serious destruction, a massive destruction of families, especially if you look at the Ukrainian front. There were a lot of, disasters that happened. Infrastructure was literally destroyed and things like that. And this is basically what informed the creation of the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which ultimately and later on adopted the name of World Bank. So the initial creation of that financial institution was to ensuring that the countries that were coming from war and their economies are war torn could at least get a financial relief. The United States of America, of course, provided or happened to be the master at the time with the financial muscle to at least aid these other countries that, of course, never had any financial capacities because of the war that happened. And Germany was among the first countries that, sought a loan from the United States of America to at least build its financial institutions. So it really basically touches on those issues that how do you look into the affairs and welfare of people that have been affected by the consequences and the effects of war. Yeah, so let's see how we can trace the historical background on development of international humanitarian law from 1856 to 1945. Right.